You can only be you, baby.
Welcome to another episode of the You Can Only Be You podcast, investing in mindset, health, and wealth. We are your hosts, Jacoby
and Keisha.
Today we have special guest with us, Antoineo Harris, former NFL running back and second all-time University of Illinois rushing leader. How you doing?
How you doing? Appreciate you guys. Appreciate
you doing this with us. We appreciate it.
Oh, it's a blessing. Definitely be on your podcast. Share my passion.
Awesome. We are at his facility, Touchdown Sports Arena. This is a training facility for all athletes, professional, amateur, as well as high school students. So, as we always lead off the podcast, Keisha, I'm gonna let you take it.
So, we lead off the podcast by asking your perspective on mindset, health, and wealth, and how you apply those perspectives to your everyday life and things like that. We start off by just, mindset, talking about where your mindset is and how that has led you to your health, and then building wealth for yourself and your family and your future.
Yeah, I think it's very important. To be honest, health is probably one of the most important things in my life right now, besides God. I'd first like to say, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has been first in my life for a while, and I believe starting off with Him is probably the most important thing that anyone could start off with. Not even health. I believe it starts with God.
Praise Black Jesus.
Me giving my life over to God 3 years ago, has changed my life in so many different ways, and it has led me to health. Okay. Yeah, of course we know that I played football for the Chicago Bears and second outside league rusher, but ultimately it was God that was led me to where I am now, and that's God giving me a passion to play, giving me the ability to play football and be a second outside league rusher and all those things. So I give Him praise for that. And He gave me the knowledge to pass that down as far as what I've learned at the higher level, NFL, college, things like that. So that's being first.
Have you always had that faith? Is that something that?
No, I've never had that faith.
When did you come across that mindset where that was so important to you?
When did you know you had to make a change?
And you make a change and you knew.
You think it was when things were going wrong. Now, I thought that I was doing everything the right way. I thought that I was moving in the right direction. I thought that I was moving in the positive direction, and I didn't have it in my life. And I thought that, I'm in the NFL, I'm playing a sport that I love, I'm doing a wonderful thing as far as giving people excitement on the field and on the TV screens. I thought I was doing everything wrong, but I was actually doing everything right. But I was doing my understanding, not His understanding. Once I figured that out, then that's where it came to. God said, let me use you to spread a gift. And that's to spread health, that's to spread dedication, hard work, commitment, wisdom, all of those things. I had no idea that He had this in store for me. I had no idea.
Right.
Until everything hit rock bottom, when I thought that I was doing everything on my time. I had to get on His time for Him to open up the experience for me to pass my passion to not only my kids, to the clients that come to the facility, to parents. God gave me a passion to spread those things. And it's not just about the health. Yeah, right. The health is very important. But He said, no, I want you to
spiritual
spread
health.
Something more than just hitting the weights, then running up.
But it was a shift because it was more bigger than yourself.
Yes,
at that point, and that's something we stress with ripple effects. It's bigger than yourself. Okay. You have to live outside yourself and push, because it's not just about you. You have, like you say, you have power. You have the ability to shift someone else's mindset and their course with your story.
Right.
How are you going to use that? How are you using that? And that goes from any person, whether it's an athlete to a business professional. That's just in general. How are you using your gift? How are you affecting others?
Oh my gosh!
Are you working for? Are you spiritually in line?
Oh yeah. It's a lot more work for me to accomplish when it comes to spiritual, but at the same time, the Word, it's in the Bible. Everything you need to know about life, about health, about relationships, about anything that you want to know about is right in the Bible. So the thing that I do is, whatever in the Bible that I'm reading and that I'm learning every day, I'm implementing that in my life so that the kids, the families, the parents can see that. Because you can talk about it, but if you're not living it, or you're not showing it, then you're doing something wrong.
Now, how did you know you wanted to do it more so in the sports arena?
I mean, look at my background, where I came from. I was one of the best running backs in Bowling Brick history and in the country. I was the 5th best running back in the country. Coming out of high school, which was awesome. Once again, God gave me the blessings to accomplish that. I went to the University of Illinois, played with the Bears, Chargers, and I had to think, I said, it all ended with an injury. And I said, why did that all end when I was just #1 running back and I was this top guy that everyone loved to watch? Why did it all end?
Is that the point where you felt like you hit rock
yes,
bottom?
that's the part where I felt like, and I know I might be going all over the place with everything, but when that happened, it opened up a thing. It was like a light bulb. It's a reason why God is using me. Okay? It's a reason why the injury happened, because he had another plan for me.
And do you think it was because you was putting your love into something that
So
wasn't
much.
him?
Yes, so much. I mean, I put everything into football. I mean, you used to come to the games when you was a little kid, the whole family. I used to have my whole family come out.
Everything.
It would brought my family together, you know?
Yeah, everything being like, you feel like you gave everything, even to the point where you wasn't even loving yourself the right way, because you was giving everything to football.
I was getting everything to football. And that, I mean, it sometimes you kind of get sidetracked.
Yeah.
And you think that's everything.
Yeah.
And it's really not.
So you have to be put in your place.
Exactly.
Yeah, God stepped in and put you in your place.
And that's when it comes to the health and the wealth and all the things that you got to talk about. Because now I'm to the point to where once I get my life over, now I'm able to focus a little bit more on the health part of it, because I have him in my life that's leading me in the right direction to implement things the right way. Because if I didn't have him, I'd just be like, like every other trainer, let me just read the books, and this is the health books, and this is what you should be doing. This is how you should be doing it. And
you have a purpose now.
Yes, I mean, it's God got disciples, and the thing is, I know I'm one of his disciples too, through football and through sports, to show kids how to live life the right way, how to, but not how to, but when you go through trials and tribulations, how to recover from them. Yes. And what got me to the point to where I am now. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. So through your injury, you were playing football and you got injured, and then I hit rock bottom, and from that you got a different mindset, and that mindset put you on a spiritual path to help you, and that spiritual path helped you realize that you need to take better care of yourself spiritually, and then the injury put you on a health, okay, not only spiritually, but I also got to take better care of myself in a physical, in a health aspect. What were you doing when you hurt your knee? Like
I think I was it was the normal thing what every athlete would do. I thought you was eating right, doing working out, hitting the weights hard, doing all those things that you would do to prepare for a game or a season. So it was just a normal.
You hurt your knee in a game?
I was actually injured at practice.
Wow. Okay.
So that was, it was
more
a freak.
detrimental.
That was it was a freak accident. But I was doing everything. I thought I was doing everything.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
So how do you share that mindset? Because I'm pretty sure you get top athletes or even people that are considered amateur that want to go and be where you were.
Right.
How do you share with them, like, okay, I was there, now I'm here. Let me give you this insight, this wisdom.
Right.
This is 40 years on this earth of
how
do you share that? How do you get that across?
I'm gonna be honest. It's not about. When I talk to the athletes and I say, listen, you're a football player, you're a basketball player, you're a track runner, I always say hard work, commitment, dedication, and the passion that you have for that sport. Everything that I'm saying, you have to put into that particular sport, that particular craft. You have to do things that others are not doing. Meaning, I always use this phrase, champions do things they hate, to get what they love.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you have to do the things that others are not doing to be successful. So if that means coming to the gym after everyone leaves, to put in a couple extra sets, and I'm sure you.
Oh
familiar with that.
I hate getting up in the morning, but it's a necessity.
Yeah.
It's a necessity. It's how I feel better mentally. It helps me get going.
Yeah, and then not only that, but I mean, for me personally, I know as the religion gets a little bit to be kind of with society, it's a fishy topic, but I mean, with me, I always like to tell my story. I always tell them, the kids, the reason why I'm so successful now is because God gave me another opportunity. Mm-hmm. He took everything away, and He brought me to Him to give me another opportunity to tell these kids what not to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what to do. Meaning stay focused, stay committed, mm-hmm. stay away from, bad crowds, stay away from, drugs, stay away from, certain negative things that will put your, career in a shambles. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe God brought me here for. Because I've done a lot of crazy things in my career, playing with the Bears, playing with the Packers, playing with the Chargers.
And you've seen the world. You've seen the world, and you've seen people that glamorize in their sport, and then you've seen them behind closed doors.
Right.
You've been in that industry.
Oh my gosh,
that's an industry.
Yeah.
So like, how did you just navigate yourself? Okay, I've been there, and this is what has happened. This is what God wants me to do.
Right. How
did you get rolling? How did you get going? You didn't just have, it's a process to that. You had to switch the mindset, but how did you actually put it to action?
Oh my gosh, you know what? That's kind of a tough question for me right now, because I'm like, when did I actually put it to action?
Did it come in a form of relationship? Because I can tell you when I met my wife, I put a lot into action.
I don't think it was a relationship, man. I think it had to go back to me just hitting the rock bottom of seeing myself go down the drain as far as when it comes to the health. I wasn't working out. I wasn't focused on my kids. I wasn't, doing the right thing, in the community. I was hanging out. I think what kind of drove me to say, dang, I'm doing something wrong, because my life is not going in the direction that it should go in.
Mm-hmm. So you start picking up pieces.
I had to pick it up. Yeah, like, okay, let me stop doing this. Let me stop doing that.
Okay.
I think that's what, kind of drove me to start doing the things that I'm doing now. I hope that answers the question.
No, yeah, absolutely. So as of right now, I know you have a lot of athletes coming in and out of here. What is one thing you wish to share about investing in their mindset and health at this point? Coming from you, at this point in your life.
It's the most important thing that I think that anyone can do at this point, because if your health is not right, then your mind is not right.
And I'm not just talking like physically. We're talking like everything that you're talking about right now, spiritually, mentally, physically. How do you get that across? Like, this is what you need to invest in. Because we believe mindset is everything. It's always half full. It's always. As long as there's a chance.
I think the health is a little bit harder to talk about, because people don't see the end game right away. Especially when you talk to younger people about health. Right. You feel invincible, and you don't necessarily see the end game of what you're doing now, the road, because you don't see what's going to happen in 20 years.
Right.
You don't know that the way you're lifting now, guaranteed your back is going to be crappy in 20 years from now from doing that. But how do you, like I said, how do you share that and say, you don't want to do that, or take care of yourself like this, eat like this, think like this, take the time to meditate or take time out for yourself? How do you get that across to the youth, to where they're processing it and applying it? Because I think that the kids feel invincible. Most people, even you don't have to be a kid, a lot of adults feel invincible, like it's not going to happen to me.
Right. Well, it's simple. If you don't work out, if you don't, physically and mentally and emotionally get your body the right way, then your days will be empty.
Yeah.
It's the same as saying, if I know, like I said, this might be a little bit fishy. If you don't believe in your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, you won't inherit the kingdom.
Right.
So I kind of correlate that in a different way and say, listen, if you're not gonna put your emphasis on working out every day, doing the right things, putting the right foods in your body, being respectful in the community, then you won't be successful as far as being on the field.
Right.
So I kind of look at that. That's the analogy I kind of use sometimes with certain kids.
Yeah.
I got to be careful with it. But I said, well, if I don't believe in God, I don't put my trust in Him, then I will not inherit the kingdom of God.
Yes.
I will not inherit heaven. So that's kind of,
Makes sense.
Some people just don't believe that.
What's the biggest change for you health-wise that you've made over the course of your career? Think of pre-injury and post-injury, how you've changed. What's the biggest
or recovery
health change that you've made?
Wow. I would say, gosh, health-wise, as far as, just eating a little bit different. I don't eat the same things that I used to eat.
Like
the fried food.
Okay, so
the McDonald's, the Burger King, all those bad things that that's out there. I'm more of a health freak.
That's not wrong though, because
it's not wrong.
I go back and forth.
It's not wrong, but that's me personally.
I get to a point where with the sport I play and what I do, it's a calorie deficiency, so I'm always looking to get and add calories. So I don't necessarily say like, oh, I eat healthy. I eat about 80% healthy, but there are times when it's like, no, I need calories right now.
We don't eat the same.
And we do not.
We do not.
So you
eat
be
the
saying
same.
like a Big Mac or something?
No, you won't see me. No, when I say
big steak or something like that.
Yeah, big steak.
I don't eat meat.
And she's vegan.
I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy.
That's cool.
So
no fries.
Everybody's different.
Yeah, it comes
No
to a
soda,
point,
nothing
when that matters. But it's funny because we talked about that. It was a shift. Once I moved out of Chicago, I looked at food totally different.
Right.
Totally different. We live in a rural area and we live by farms, so it's like you get to see where the food come from.
I grew up farming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I grew up hunting and
I was
farming.
in and out. I was in and out.
Fresh
eating-
food.
Yeah, real fresh. Caught. Like
That's
we're
good.
like 5 minutes from St. Joe River. Like literally, it's up our street. If you take our street,
No, we
straight
can
to
walk
the
there.
end.
We're less than 5
yeah.
We live by the river.
So it's I think it plays a lot in demographics into what you know too. Like what environment you're in, what is nourishing you, and that goes all across the board.
So you eat more fruits and vegetables,
Yes.
I assume. And you probably didn't eat as many back then?
Well, I didn't. It was like I felt like once again I was invincible. I could eat what I want to eat. I could do what I want to do, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. You have to fast. I do a lot of fasting.
Okay. Do you do like 12? Like I like the
I do a
8-12.
7-day fast.
Okay, so you used to fast for days. I've never fasted like that.
Now, is it a
3 hour
increment fast?
Is it a 12-hour fast each day? Like meaning you're not going to eat between 10 and 10?
Yeah, you can do from
Or you just don't
6
eat for
a.m. to 3. It's a half fast. It's all different type of fast.
I've done increment, but I've never just went a whole solid day with no food.
Oh my gosh.
Or
man.
days.
How does that?
It opens up your. Be honest, it connects you with God.
I was gonna say,
it opens up your spirit, man. And when you fast, that's a time when you can reflect with God and ask God for favor and grace and moving forward within Him. Because, like I said, once again, I'm gonna continue to say that without Him, nothing is possible. So for me, it was fasting.
How many days have you been fasting? What's the longest time?
Oh my gosh.
What's the longest days?
I've tried it with my church for 21 days.
Woo!
But I'm gonna be honest, I quite didn't make it. But I think,
Why?
Because it's so many different temptations out there.
Okay.
And it's different type of temptations. The temptations is, you might see you're not supposed to be eating sugar, and you say, what is this? Let me try a little bit of it. We're still sinful every day. So
absolutely.
Those temptations, I'm sinful still to the day, and I'm still working on that. But those temptations, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Fasting's gotta be one of those things. That's a strong mindset.
Yeah.
To be able to.
I did it.
Not because well, I said to myself, it's crazy because I told him, I said, we out here, and I said, I've never been hungry because there wasn't nothing to eat. I've only been hungry because I didn't get anything to eat, or I didn't get up and cook, or I've never been thirsty because there was nothing to drink. Just thirsty because, I need to walk and go get me something.
And we come across and we talk to people all the time that share different perspectives, and we came across an older man who he's had times where he's starved
years where he didn't know where he was getting food or water from.
And by the grace, like you said, by the grace of God, he's still here, kicking, full of life,
and he's a firm believer in, very spiritual man. So I'm just thinking of fasting, like, wow, the mindset that you have to go even days, 3 days, 4 days without
dedication.
a morsel of food.
If you could talk to your younger self
Yeah.
We're talking straight out of college when you're entering the draft. What would you share with that person, that version of yourself?
Wow, man, I've never been asked that
Yeah,
question.
you come now, see them now, sit right down and talk to them.
Because he would see you and be like, no.
Right.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be like, the hair is gone? Like, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Right. Wow, that's something that I mean, that's a deep question. I don't know what I would say to the old me, but I would definitely say focus. Focus on what's right. I mean,
It's not about you, possibly.
You know what? Yeah, it's not just about. I'm glad you said that. That was kind of a question that I'm sitting back and maybe getting a little bit emotional about because I never really thought about asking the old me what could have been done, but yeah, maybe.
Now, when you look, you mentioned you had children.
Yes.
And you have a son, and you have 2 daughters.
I'm gonna think about it tonight.
Do you look at your son and see some of the old you?
Yeah, I do. And I
And
try
does
to
that
correct
scare
him.
you? Okay.
Yeah, I try to
Okay.
correct him. I try to just give him the things that I've done wrong, and I try to say, hey, I've been through it, son. You got to listen to somebody that's done something.
'Cause that's kind of like talking to your old self.
It's almost like, yeah, very true. It's almost
know?
saying like, if you're gonna listen to someone that's like if you made $1 million,
Yeah.
I want to listen to you because you made $1 million. I'm not gonna listen to him because he's never made $1 million.
Right.
So I always tell my
Absolutely.
son like that. I said, son, I mean, I've been through those trials and tribulations that you've been through. If you just listen to me and take heed to it, maybe you won't take the same path.
Right, you're qualified.
Yeah, so-
You're qualified to give him the information.
Exactly.
I am
Highly,
qualified to have this
highly,
conversation
yes.
with you,
I have a
and
master's
I'm
degree in it.
qualified to give you this information.
Highly.
I am the most qualified person, so therefore that's why we're having this conversation.
Right.
Now, what about your daughters? How do you see some of your old self in them?
You know what? The girls are a little different.
Okay.
I don't see a lot of myself in them.
Okay.
I mean, like we kind of was
Or
discussing
habits,
earlier. We was kind of discussing a little earlier that, women that being a little different. I just show a lot of love because God said love is everything.
Yes.
Love
So
is
I showed I showed them a lot of love. I don't see any bad qualities in them. I mean, maybe that's just my spirit now, but it's just what I teach them is just love.
Do you think we talked about mindset and the health, and with the girls and the boys, your son and daughters, how do you have different conversations with them when you talk about mindset and health as far as sports, life, and things you've been through and helping them move forward to the next level?
No,
Is it
I keep
different?
it. I keep it all the same.
Okay.
I don't switch it up. I teach my son the same thing, love. But with girls, you have to be a little
Yes.
bit, a little bit different the way that you say it.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's the way I'm saying it, the way that you say it.
No, I would agree. Yes.
I kind of teach them, I teach them all the same. To love and to work hard and to have that dedication and commitment, and to put all that into whatever that they have a passion for. That's pretty much how I teach them.
So what's your perspective on investing in wealth? Because obviously in this
Wealth is-
grand
you said-
facility,
Yeah.
Wealth is health, though. Health
Well,
is
yeah,
wealth.
health is wealth.
Yeah.
health is wealth, but like with this facility, you have to. Obviously, everybody has to pay bills,
Right,
and
of course.
this is the passion that you have to keep funding. So, how do you view the wealth aspect, even from when you were playing to now as well?
Well, I'm not making a lot of money doing this. I think it's more of my passion. Of course, you got to have, you got to keep the lights on and things like that. If I could do this for free, I would.
So your richness is life right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His legacy.
Yeah, his legacy. I say, but yeah, your legacy.
If I could do this for free, I would. It's not even about the money. It's
Right.
about sharing a passion, sharing knowledge. If God could just say, Antonio, don't charge anyone, I'll take care of you, I wouldn't charge you.
Absolutely.
Do you think
Because that's very important.
with this
Very
facility, obviously your past investments or your past decisions, I would assume help you get to this point?
Oh no,
Where you
none of
are?
my past.
Okay, no.
None.
So your
None.
perspective on wealth was obviously then completely
it was,
different.
It was done. I was, obviously I played in the NFL for a couple years.
Yeah.
And made a nice sum of money.
Yes.
Not a lot, but
Yes.
more than the average.
Absolutely.
And I completely didn't do the right thing with the money.
Okay.
I was.
So you learned the hard way,
that
hard way.
Really hard way.
Wow.
So God had to start me all over.
Wow. So you say start over. You mean start over
completely
from
start
every
over.
aspect,
Everything.
right?
Rock bottom.
Every aspect.
To the, everything.
So was
Wow.
entrepreneurship never a thought for you?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And it was when God actually gave me the vision to say, I want you to start sharing my love through your passion of your sport. He gave me the vision to start my own business. He said, you still have to eat. You still have to provide for your family, but you're going to do it in a way that I want you to do it.
Right. And I'm glad that you reached back out to athletes and younger generations, because a lot of people in your position, once they're done playing football, they go try to find a position with an NFL team or college team. You went back to your community.
Right.
What was your thought with that? I want to go back home. I want to go back to my community and start investing in that.
I mean, because that's where part of the vision. That's where it starts. I mean, it starts where you're from, and it starts with the generation that you know that needs the help. I mean, I could have easily, called University of Illinois and maybe got an intern position and moved my way up the ladders, but I didn't feel like that was going to be helping the younger generation. I felt like if I went back home to, where it kind of started, that I can reach more people, reach more kids, and reach more athletes, or however would you want to say that, to actually do the right thing so they can actually get to the level that I was
at. And put God in your community.
And definitely.
And you catch them at not necessarily at an adolescent, but a younger age where they're more influent. You can easily influence them more. In college, I was the man in high school. Everybody was the man in high school. Now
I was just telling my son that.
Everybody was the man in high school. So now we here. So I can understand why going back home meant so much. With that being said, how would you share? What would you share the biggest thing that has helped you as an entrepreneur with the audience or with just the younger generation?
I mean, I'm gonna go back on it again. My love for God. It's opened my eyes to how to do things correctly. It may be different for other people, but me getting in the Word and me reading every day and me praying every day and even praying in my facility on a daily basis, God has given me the spirit to know how to do things. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from.
No, totally.
But it gives me the spirit to say, okay, this is the way I want you to do it, and that's the way that I go.
Because you probably thought, but when you had said that, you probably thought you were going to just play football for a long time.
I thought so.
Forever. So you probably thought you had time to build wealth.
Right.
Time to accumulate, and then that just got taken away, and so then you had to figure out, whoa.
He is wealth. I mean, if you believe in Him, He'll give you everything that you desire.
That's where you found your health, your wealth, and your mindset.
Yes.
But what's
in
interesting?
your faith in God.
Yes, my faithful endures in Him.
You know what's interesting? I noticed because when I was on your Instagram, a lot of former players, they'll post what they're doing as far as their accolades. You don't really post yourself a lot. You post you touching this person, this athlete. Right. Is that conscious, or is that just who you are? Because a lot of people,
it's just who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not about what everyone knows what I've done. That's
in the history books.
We don't try to be seen, though. You don't feel the need to be seen.
It really doesn't. To me, it means something, but at this point, it doesn't, because what I'm trying to do is, and what God wants me to do, is touch others to go in the direction where
I look at that.
Where I've been.
I think that's a leader. I think someone who, I look at that as you being a leader, because a leader is someone who is not afraid to take a backseat to let someone else shine. And who is not afraid to share their knowledge for other people to grow and become great, and say, I don't need to be seen to be great.
Very true.
So I look at that as being somebody that's an awesome leader.
I appreciate that.
We need people like that out here.
Yeah. And I appreciate you.
Especially people that look like us.
Yeah.
It's not many of us. That's one of the reasons we try.
Put you in our life.
Yeah, I mean, I was a very intricate part in her not killing herself.
Wow.
That's powerful.
That kind of that choked me up a little bit.
Yeah. This kid was on the verge of cutting the wrist, and
wow.
And the parents came to me and said, Antonio, and still to this day, she comes in and trains, and she trains with me. And it's not about the training, it's more about being around someone that encourages her to move forward in her life in a positive way. And when that happened, I knew, I said, God, this is what God has me.
Yeah, you just saved one of his children.
And I got
saved one of his
goosebumps
children.
right now.
Wow. That's
remarkable. That's
amazing.
I broke down the tears like you're doing now.
Yeah, I'm holding.
There was times where I just was shaking. I'm like, why God is putting me in this situation? But I can't question Him why.
You
I
know
just gotta
why?
keep going.
Because you can handle it.
Yeah.
Very true.
Because you can handle it, and you can share. Like, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's man. Like,
You know,
that's powerful.
I love that because so many people look for fame and accolades in the wrong place instead of looking for themselves and not realizing that there's all kind of ways to be great and there's all kind of ways to be seen. And there's all kind of ways, but I'm just saying people don't see it like that because, you know, to me, I'm like, that's fame right there. That's fame. That's fame.
That's legacy.
Yeah.
That's legacy. You know, you can't buy that. You forget an album, forget a record, you saving lives, literally saving someone's life.
Yeah.
Like, and they remember you for the rest of their life for that. And they gonna honor your words, your legacy. They're gonna honor you and things that you believe in because, you know, you put that in them, and I think that's amazing.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
Any last remarks you have for our audience on just going forward and pushing and investing in that mindset, health, and wealth?
I mean, it just goes back on, you know, having the faith, you know, having a faithful endurance, and I mean, hopefully, if you're not a believer, you know, maybe you can, you know, look into giving your life over to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because I believe without Him, nothing is possible. And that would be like the first, you know, advice that I would give anyone when it comes to health, wealth, school, friends, family, jobs. You have to start with the man above.
Absolutely.
That's what advice I would give.
Absolutely.
Because He saved my life, and I know He can save someone else's life.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Well, we thank you, Antonio.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
The facility is beautiful.
Yeah. And his son is here. He ran out. I was going to have him say hi.
Yeah.
What's his
No
name?
way.
AJ. So we got a second generation here that is growing within the mindset, health, and wealth that is building his legacy upon his father's legacy. We got AJ right here. AJ, give us a minute to say
Antoineo
hi.
Harris Jr.
Yes. So this is AJ, this is second generation. Just real quick, AJ, before we wrap this up, going forward, you a next generation. How are you feeling about mindset, health, and wealth? How are you feeling about your mindset, health, and wealth, and what your dad is spreading?
I'm feeling like he's doing good for the youth, helping everybody out. Just not about sports. He's helping them, giving them life lessons. And for instance, today somebody said, are we done with practice yet? And that could just be like in class. Are we done with class yet? You're not supposed to say certain things, and it's just helping them for life. So I feel like he's good right now, helping the kids out. And I feel like I'm good. He's helping me out right now. And I feel like my health, I'm good, ready, going to college. I just feel like I've grown as a
I think that's beautiful.
person.
I think it's beautiful. I can see that. I can see that you are very well influenced, and you have a good role model.
Yeah, thank you.
We are lucky to have people like this out here.
Well, until next time, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Catch y'all next week. And remember, you can only be you, baby.
Hey.
You can only be you, baby.